are live.
Woot woot.
We're getting there. That's weird. Where is... I just realized one of the settings on OBS changed.
You gotta stay
It
on top
doesn't
of it.
really, yeah, it doesn't really affect anything on too much. It used to automatically start recording, but now it didn't. What the hell? Now I don't remember where that setting is. Oh well, I can fuck around with it later.
My sister texts me, "You're live already?"
Yeah, automatically record when streaming. There we go. Okay. Yay, we're good. And yes, we're going live early today.
Because some of us still need to pack for our trip tomorrow.
Same.
I mean, it's barely any time, so I'm gonna just bring like a duffel bag.
Yeah, I'm like, I actually don't think that I need to technically pack anything because,
You live in your car? Not
yeah,
really, but
I did for like
you're
so long that,
prepper in your car. Yeah.
yeah.
Which is good because you never know what you might need, even out and about at the store. Disasters can happen. That's why I always bring water with me because I'm always scared of like getting stuck somewhere forever.
Hi, Sadie. Yes, welcome in. It is our 2-year special tonight. I guess I should pull up like something.
I didn't make anything, so
That's
I
fine.
asked because I was like, "Does she want it?" And I don't think you saw it, or I don't know if you answered.
No, I was like,
And I
I
was
don't
like,
really, I started making one for myself and then copy pasted your exact words. We can just do a quick casual thing. And then I was like,
yeah,
no, I'll come back to that later.
yeah.
Um, but I will pull up like the patron chat one just so that way I have the words.
Woot woot.
Oh yeah. Did we hit 150?
Oh, let me look. They freaking better have. They better have given us what we wanted. Oh my God, we did. Do you know what number we're
Yay!
at now?
What are
We're
we
at
at?
156. We beat
Ooh,
it by a good amount.
156.
Ooh, that's exciting. And we're at a 4.8, which obviously
That's
is
not bad.
not a 4.9 or a 5, which is what I would want, but it's fine. 4.8 is still good. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready to
Yeah,
rant.
I'm just double
Oh, hi,
checking.
Daddy Bat Night. Yeah, I'm sorry. I put a thing. It meant to be earlier than what it was, the post on Twitter and Instagram. But Jen here was like, let's start even earlier. And because I wanted to do like an hour before it. And then so it ended up being barely 20 minutes before we started streaming an announcement that we're going early because my beautiful work wife, Jen, needs to pick someone up from an airport later. And
Yes.
we have an exciting trip tomorrow all together. So we decided to start it a bit early today, which obviously the East Coast people will be happy about. But yeah, it's also not going to be that long today because we also, due to the weekend trip, won't have too much time to like edit and everything else. So we're
Right.
just gonna. No, we're good. Yeah, everything's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're going to
Weird.
Seattle for the weekend with
Shh.
friends. Just kidding. We're not going to Seattle. I don't know where we're going.
Actually, no, it's fine. No,
We're going to Canada.
an
We're
undisclosed
camping.
location.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well,
Nobody's in chat yet.
I was gonna say they're not in there, right?
No, I just checked.
Good. I just checked too. I was like, shit, I forgot. This is why I spoiled all the Harry Potter books for my sister because I read it first. I'm real bad at keeping secrets, which is funny because I had so many, like I had a top secret clearance at one time for the government, but I kept those secrets. But like personal secrets, no. I give people their birthday presents early, Christmas presents, stuff. I'm like, just take it now. I want you to have it now.
So yeah, that's a big one for me. I can keep a secret. Like that's something completely different, but keeping like a gift that I've bought for you, no, I'm going to tell you about it right away.
Mhm.
Or yeah, I'm going to give it to you like, "Oh, I saw this in the store and thought of you today." So I bought it even though I was saving it for Christmas.
Yeah, I don't want to wait. I just want to see you get it now. I love giving presents.
Yes. It's like
Lady
my number
Batman's watching.
Yay. It's like my number 2 love language.
Gift giving.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm
And
like, I think
receiving.
my top one is acts of service, but then gift giving's probably second, but acts of service, yeah. I'm self-sacrificing hoe, this one right here.
And I demand physical affection.
Oh, I do like that too. I also can't lie. That's probably why I had a top secret clearance because they were like, "Oh, she's trustworthy, honest girl right here. Never done anything."
And then you met me and became corrupted. Yes!
Pass, hello.
Hello! Oh, okay. As I die.
Don't die. I love you.
I love you too. And no, I'm not dying. My
I
voice
know.
might die though.
Don't have your voice die either, because karaoke.
Yes.
It must happen.
It must, it will, it shall be done. I also created
So will it, so mote it be.
Yes. Multiply that shit times 3. Let's go.
Manifesto presto.
I love us so much.
Yeah, the 2-year anniversary is cotton, and I don't know why. Like, that's for wedding anniversaries, but whatever. So we're technically supposed to get each other cotton-based gifts, and I don't really know what that means, but I love cotton. So there you go.
So we will buy each other t-shirts on our vacation.
That sounds perfect.
Because a t-shirt has to have some form of cotton in it, right?
Yeah.
That counts. That works.
Preferably. The softer, the better.
Yeah.
Are you ready? You ready, Eddie?
I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Ship, the podcast where we analyze, rate, and review all that the world of video game romances has to offer. I'm Genesis, the girl who just can't hold it back anymore. V, I love you.
And I'm Vervada, the girl who will only believe it if you stand outside my window with a jukebox or a boombox or whatever those are called, because I'm not a Gen X person technically. So I had Walkmans personally.
Well, okay, I am 1000% not going to get a jukebox because that's like
Garrett's giant jukebox. Oh my gosh. Wow, I should start recording my own audio. There we go.
Okay.
2 years in and I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional.
We are professionals. We're totally professionals. And 2 years of recording. 2 years. And yes, I'm totally going to the ambassador even further about a boombox versus a jukebox later.
No, I know what it is. I just said the wrong thing because I'm hungry and my brain's broken when I'm hungry.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
But tonight, we're not really analyzing nothing. We're not really rating nothing. But I think we can do a good review. a review of the last 2 years, and a preview of the future. Oh.
Yeah, we can tell the future. We have magic skills.
And an Excel document.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where do we want to start with? Do we want to start with like things of the past years? I mean, like, so the reason that we're celebrating our anniversary right now, technically, we met September, the last Friday of the month in September of 2021, and on the Mass Effect Lorecast Patreon chat, and then just kind of quickly assembled a podcast together. So we spent all of October practicing and rehearsing and figuring out who we wanted to be, and got our first few messages back and forth. We're like, okay, so we need to make sure that we align on these political standpoints right now. I think it was specifically trans women are women, Black Lives Matter, and love is love. Everyone deserves it. And I was like, yes, yes, and yes.
Yeah. In this climate nowadays, like I ain't doing a podcast with someone who doesn't like share my core beliefs about human rights. So obviously we agree on that, even though we don't agree on some things like Solus versus Anders, which was honestly what we thought about doing for this episode, like a battle royale. But then I was like, I don't really like that because I don't want to fight with you ever. But also, I don't think it is inherently like I don't know if we need to assign morality to who you choose as a romance option in a game. I've been very contemplative about these things lately. So then I was like, maybe we can just talk about
Yeah.
why we do what we do and what we want to do with it, who, like what we hope to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, we don't need to assign morality, but because it's a game and it's a role play, all of these romance options pretty much are role playing. Actually, all of them are. Even if it's not an RPG, like you're still role playing as some kind of avatar or player character in whatever story that you're in as a game, whether it's a visual novel or an RPG, AAA studio, big bang, awesome stuff. So there is, it's all an element of like role playing, which is
Mm-hmm.
important to human health, but also there is morality in who you choose sometimes and how you go about doing it. That's why they have Paragon Renegade, rival and friendship, all those sorts of things. Because, like, in the game world, if you take it as a real life person, that's when the morality comes into play. But if you're just like, oh, it's just a character, which I personally don't subscribe to that. I love treating them like real people. But
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And like sometimes the people that I romance in the games are not necessarily like defendable. Like and like specifically with the Anders things, it's like there are parts of his personality that I really, really like. And there are things that he does in the game that made me fall for him. And on the other hand of that, there are definitely things that I don't agree with. And I think it was more along the lines of specifically in Dragon Age 2, my other options didn't appeal to me all that much. Fenris kind of set me off like right in the beginning, and I couldn't get into him as a character because of that. And it was specifically just because he was like, I want to murder your sister because she's a mage. And I'm like, that's horrendous. And I don't think that a relationship would work between us. Um, but I know that you probably didn't have that experience because I assume that you played as an elf mage. And so,
I played as a rogue, elf rogue.
rogue.
Well, not
Okay.
elf because you had to be hawk, but
Oh, that's right.
I would have been an elf. I was a rogue, yeah. So I'm pretty sure Bethany was my sibling, or was it if you were a female hawk, you had to have a brother? Is that how it went?
Yeah.
It's been so
No,
okay. So it's been so
no.
long, over 10 years. Wait, no, yeah, over 10 years since I played that game. I only played it once, and it was right after it came out. So I barely remember how that sibling bit worked. Like, if you, what's his name? I want to say
Carter.
Clark. Carter. I knew Clark was wrong, but yeah, Carter. I don't
With a
remember
V.
what.
It's Carver.
Oh, Carver.
Yeah.
Whatever that guy's name is. I apparently had Bethany because I remembered her name right off the top.
Yeah.
So
And it's not dependent on like your gender, it's dependent on what class you take. So if you're a mage, you get Carver because he's a fighter. If you go with a fighter class, then you get Bethany because she's your caster.
I must have had her. Yeah. Well, yeah. See, that's where the thing goes. It's like I feel like you can learn interesting things about yourself by role playing in these games because I mean, like you are usually, especially for first playthroughs, I would say usually people play these games role play as a version of themselves
Hmm.
versus like D&D players will role play a completely different person that might not match up morality to you at all.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
there are people who cross over and will do that in role playing games as well. But I feel like the majority of people just play a version of themselves in the game. And I know I do that for the most part. And that would mean you're generally going to be attracted to a character that aligns with what you yourself are attracted to. So it's like, why did I get attracted to Fenris if he wanted to kill my sister? Because if that were the case in real life, like I would not. I love my sister, you know? I'd be like, all right,
Hmm.
kick rocks, bitch. This is my sister. Pose before bros. But yeah, I mean, I clearly, at the other hand, Fenris is like such a little broken bird that you can help heal. And so maybe
Right.
I was like, I could tell, oh, he's because I mean, that parallels my real life relationship with my husband. Like he was a little broken bird when I met him too, but I could see you're not bad, and he was never mean to me or mean to people that I saw. But like the trauma, like Fenris hid his trauma with anger, so it's
Hmm.
like you could see past it. You're like, okay, let's see if he's capable of healing. And that was my other thing with Anders is like there are the people who chose to stay with him and then the people who chose to break up with him when the big reveal happened at the end. And the same thing with Solus. And so I'm like, that's interesting to me, like why someone would want to stay despite those things. Do you see parallels in your own life? Because like it's not silly to do that. Like there's literal research showing that's what video game romance does for people. Is it is a like proxy for yourself,
Yeah.
basically, you know? And I mean, I didn't want to break up with Solus after he told me he wants to kill everybody, basically. So, I mean, I was mad at him, but I was still like, I can help you. You can turn back. I don't know.
Yeah. And
Why
for
don't we do that?
me, with Anders, it was like, I I understood where he was coming from because my hawk was starting to get pissed off at this whole like I'm like, when is this fight gonna happen? Either I'm going to settle this because I've gotten a high enough friendship score with both sides of the party, thinking along my Mass Effect lines, where I was like, okay, if my shepherd can resolve the conflict between the Geth and the Quarians, I should be able to solve the conflict between the Templars and the mages. And so then when it wasn't getting there, it wasn't getting there. And then Anders drew a line in the sand and was like, it's done. It's over. We are starting this fight now. And so I was like, all right, I understand because I was at that point too. And so at the end, when, it happened, I was like, okay, all right. I'm still with you because I would have been right there next to your side if you had allowed me and had told me about it. But we can't go back, so let's move forward. So,
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm like, I wonder if there's a romance option in a game somewhere that does something so unforgivable that there is no defending. Like, oh, yeah, but you can still stay with him. Even, I mean, Solus, I guess. That's the thing is like I've matured a lot since I romanced Solus back in 2014 when that game first came out. It's been almost 10 years. I've been through a lot more stuff in my life and my brain has finished maturing because it wasn't at the time I
mhm.
played that game, you know? And same with all the Dragon Ages at this point, honestly. But like I mean, it's just interesting to think back because now I'm like looking now that we're in Dragon Age Inquisition right now, and I'm re-looking at all these characters in more mature eyes. I wonder if I shouldn't be so vocal about my love for Solus because I don't know, like I don't know. It's I think it's this has all happened from playing Baldur's Gate 3, especially romancing Astarion with his vastly different endings, which I don't
Hmm.
wanna get too into because I know it's such a new game. I don't wanna spoil anything for anybody, but it's just made me think so much about, like, what is when is it just self-serving to the player versus an actual, like, healthy-ish relationship? Because no relationship's perfect, but, like, there
Right.
are better ones and there are worse ones in games just like in real life, and to me, it's interesting to see these people defending some like, people are rabid about Solus in a way that I'm not, even though we kinda make a joke about it that I am, but, like, it's so interesting, I don't know, and same with Anders, and same with Astarion, and, like, the reasons that these people, that I see online anyway, like them so much are the very reasons that I'm like, "You shouldn't romance them, actually, maybe." Or you shouldn't influence them in that way, you know? Like, it's just so interesting. This is why we have a podcast to talk about it. I love analyzing these characters, and I will die on the hill that I will always look at them as real people, as do the people who make them. Like, they put in all this effort and work and dialogue and everything to make them come alive.
Hmm.
So, it's doing them the honor of analyzing them that way, being like, "Here you go. We see the work you did. Oh, hi, Yuri Cat and Muffiny Cake." I just saw they joined the chat. Yeah, I don't know. That's what we've tried to do these last 2 years, and that's what we're gonna keep trying to do because we have a big ass list of games to cover still, and I would really very much appreciate it if we could get more interviews as well, um, and that's what I want to do with the show in the future. Is like I don't want to be famous. I was just telling Jen this like at the Retro Games Expo we just went to in Portland. Did our second panel, which was super cool. And as soon as they post whatever footage they have, well, we could share it or you could find it on YouTube. But I I told her I just want to be famous enough to get access to these people who make these big games so we could talk to them. That's all I want.
Hmm. Yeah. Sorry, I really should get a water. No, and I fully agree. Like, I know that you don't like being in the limelight. You don't like being the center of attention. And so that's what I'm here for is to gather and take all of that so that way you can, it will shield you from that. But then on the other hand, I also wanted to remain anonymous in this, like my legal name is not Genesis. Uh, so there's definitely a level of anonymity that I want to keep with this, but there's also like a level of access that I really want to get to. Now we're working on some really big interviews coming up and we're hoping that they come through. But there's also just like a whole world of like interaction with not only like voice actors are amazing because they are literally the ones who bring our characters fully to life. It's really hard for me to get into a character if it's not voiced. And with Baldur's Gate, I don't feel as much connection to my Tav as I do to my other party members. Like my shepherd is my shepherd. I know exactly who she is. My hawk, my inquisitor, like all these characters who have a voice actor are ones that I'm more connected to. Origins, my little switch, I love her to death, but I don't really know a whole lot about her. But I know a lot about her party members.
I will never get over the fact that I wish Baldur's Gate 3 was voiced because I think it does add to the role playing aspect to hear a voice, even if it's not your
Mhm.
voice. some people don't hear a voice in their head when they think, which I
Right.
do, and I find that insane that I can't conceptualize what that must be like to think in that way, to not actually hear a voice. But, like, say you don't hear a voice and people say, like, "Oh, these unvoiced player characters, it's just so you can insert your own voice," but, like, they don't hear their own voice in their head, so how are they inserting it? You know what I mean? Like, how are they getting
I do think that,
immersed?
yeah, I do think of Baldur's Gate having the narrator is a big, like,
Oh
that
my
helps a
gosh,
lot.
it does. I
Um,
love her voice too. I think her name's
and
Amelia Tyler? The
yes.
Also, I should say a lot of these people in newer games, especially the bigger games, like, are not just voice actors anymore. They're actual actors. Like, they're
Mhm.
mocapping all this stuff
Yep.
too, which is bringing on a whole new level of immersion, which is just going to increase our little monkey brains' parasocial attachments to these characters. You know, like, the more realistic they become, the more we will fall in love with them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
Where was I
Whether or
going
not
with it?
normies find that normal, I don't care. I don't know what
Right.
people who don't have hobbies do for fun. Like, when people are like, "I don't play games," like, "What do you do then? Watch
Yeah.
football?"
There are
Okay,
those people.
I don't
Um,
understand it. They
but
can have it though.
the point that I was going for is that we would love to have more voice actors on the show in the future, but we also want the people who, you can have an amazing voice, you can do an amazing job at reading the lines, but if your game is janky, the game is janky and I ain't gonna play it, you know? So the people who are building the games are even writing the dialogue, are scoring this scoring. Like, can we get some people like the musical aspect of it in here?
Composers.
Like composers, everything like that.
Or
Um,
the directors, because, like, I follow Beth Park, I think her name is, who was senior voice director on Baldur's Gate 3. She's been sharing so many fun stories about the process of making that game and directing the actors, and it's like, they have a huge part of it too. I mean, when we did interview Mark Meer, he talked about his voice directors all the time about how they would orient him in the scene and, like, they were the reason he was able to give a good performance because they just show up and it's just like making a movie, like, things are done out of order, like, they don't know where they're at in the story, so if they don't have a good director, they have no idea what to bring, how to
right?
react.
Oh, so we would love to have all aspects of it on this show in the future, and that's what we hopefully will be bringing to you. But what we can say that we will be bringing to you will come right after the mid break.
I see what you did there, girl.
Yeah, it's like I'm a professional podcaster or some shit. I know how to segue. Um, but I think I'm legitimately going to run downstairs really quick and get a water because I'm dying.
Okay, I can word vomit by myself for for the 2 seconds it will take her to do that, or 2 minutes. What is time? But, yeah, I can say that I personally have reached out to 3 people who have worked on a big game that we all are obsessed with right now, and 2 of them have said they would come on our show but have yet to actually schedule, and one of them has not responded to me, which I only it's because we don't have a big reach socially, and, like, maybe that's what I'm assuming. My problem is, like, I don't know how to tell these people who are A, not willing to give smaller platforms maybe a chance, or B, they just simply can't see us because of that. But it's like, we do this in our free time, and I don't work in the industry, as they say. I'm not like a talent manager or anything. I'm just a mom with a podcast and a 9 to 5 trying to talk about the thing I love with people who make the thing I love. And it's really hard to get their attention. Um, like, "Senpai, notice me, please." I really just want it.
Yeah. So, and it's not just us. Okay, so I'm gonna get real and behind the scenes here. Cyberpunk numbers dwarf the two girls. Um, like by a lot. I think
As in
Cyberpunk's
a ton more people listen to Cyberpunk than us.
Yeah, like I think Cyberpunk hit like 100,000 downloads for the year earlier this month. Or not this month, but last month we hit 100,000 for the year. I can't get people. It's like I can get some,
Yeah.
but as for like anybody, and I understand that right now it's like 2.0 and Phantom Liberty just hit, so it's
Yeah.
hot again.
Busy.
Um, yeah,
It's also hard because it's like I don't know the protocol for interviews in like press tours and things like that. We're not on a circuit. Like people are just giving us their time basically because
right,
we've never and I don't ever plan to pay anyone to be here. It's just because they enjoy it. It's basically us being like, please volunteer your time, donate it to us, a little bit of it, just so we can talk about what you love and what we love. And
right.
most people, I mean, everyone we've had on so far is happy to do that. But
Hmm.
also like the payment for a lot of podcasts is reach, but we don't have a huge reach. So some of these bigger people probably see us and are like, well, what's the point for me to go on? You know, what kind of promotion will I get? And I understand that completely. It just also sucks, you know, because
Yeah,
we're just nerds. We want to talk. It would, I mean, like, and that honestly would probably help us too. It'd be more of them doing us a favor than anything, especially the bigger people, if they ever were to come on, because they have way bigger of a reach than we do.
yeah. But here we are, 2 years later, and we've had some pretty big ass people on our show. You know, it took us a little bit to get the ball rolling, and thank God for a Heidi. Heidi kind of
Yeah,
kicked us off for us.
it
You
didn't really
know,
take us that long. We Heidi's interview episode came out like a month after our first episode came out.
it's true.
So a lot of our interviews have just been A, her recommendations since then, and B, because your girl V here found people on LinkedIn and messaged them out of the blue, and people were gracious enough to be like, "Oh, is this real? Okay, let me respond." Or I found them on Twitter, or Jen tweeted at them with our, stuff like that. Like it's all one of them that I thought was going to schedule because they said they would and have not yet responded to a TikTok comment of mine. So, like, we try all over the place to get
Hmm.
people, and we're just lucky if they notice. And it's just a lot. It's a lot for them, it's a lot for us. Content creation is not something I ever thought I would be doing. This is because, like, I love doing this, and I'm honestly surprised we're, like, as far as I'm aware, the only any platform media dedicated to this all of the time. Like, you can find like Games Radar article that like is short and an opinion piece that breaks down one specific romance maybe or a couple for a specific game when the game is coming out as part of the promotional stuff. But that's about
Hmm.
it. Before we even started, I found a podcast that I thought was going to be similar to what we do. I can't even remember what they were called, and they don't seem to post anymore. But they were
No.
just actually talking about how they felt about the romances and what they liked and didn't like. They didn't go as in depth as we do. And like I said, they had stopped posting before we ever did ours. So
Hmm.
as far as I'm aware, we're still like the only one. So it's always baffling to me how it's like, I guess because we're so niche, but I'm like, it seems like we have such a good niche. Someday they'll discover us. 'Cause it just I mean, to for anyone nowadays to say, like, no one cares about romance, it's just like
No.
they're so
It's completely
stupid, like, they're
false.
with their eyes shut yelling into a hole in the dirt, like, they have no idea what they're talking about. All you have to do is look at any big studio releasing any RPG lately. They all have romance options. They'll post statistics about the romance options constantly. People go to Reddit, go to TikTok, I mean, seriously, people have written articles about how Astarion alone has become like the internet's boyfriend and like his hashtag on TikTok has been viewed like a billion times, like a billion views or something insane. So I'm just like, people care about video game romance, okay? A ton of
Yeah.
people do. And a ton of people play video games. I don't know why these people still have this idea in their head that there's like this basement dweller monster chugging Chad shirtless playing Call of Duty and not paying rent, like that's not the gamer of today. I don't even
No.
know when that gamer was. Like that was just a stereotype that fit a very small percentage.
I mean, that was me mid 2000s
Yeah.
or like late 2000s.
Shirtless in your mom's basement chugging Monster. Call of
Shirtless in
Duty.
my living room chugging Monster.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
never played a game shirtless, or chugged Monster. I can't do that. I don't like energy drinks.
I
But I
still
used to play
chug
Call of
Monster to
Duty.
this day. And yeah, I used to COD. And I guess it
Never
was
online.
shirtless, but like I would wear like a sports bra
Yeah.
only because then boobs would get in the way of the keyboard.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah,
I
no,
did
I had the gamer
tank
boy
top
lean and everything.
when I lived in Hawaii because air conditioning wasn't a thing. And everyone
Mm.
there was like, "Oh, but the trade winds, they come like 2 weeks a year, and it's not enough to cool me, okay? I'm not built for the heat. I'm an English rose." Not really,
Yuri,
but
that's hot.
oh,
Mm.
yeah.
I was like, I just pictured shark.
Yeah, I know. In a little tank top
Hmm. Yeah, okay.
and her cute little headphones and her cute little face. So adorable. Yeah. Anyway, that's what we wanna do. We're doing it still. I don't care. 2 years in, whatever. We don't do it for the views, even though they're nice, and we have gotten a lot more listeners as time goes on, and maybe we'll get more, but that's not why we do it. We do it because we love this shit, and I'm glad that you guys love it too, those of you who are hearing this right now in your ear holes, whether that's in the
Yes.
present moment on the live stream or in the future, and I'm reaching to you through time with my voice. That's pretty cool. Talking about video game romance, pixel partners, CGI
Digital
significant
base.
others. Yeah.
Ah, and not only do we love the listeners and the viewers, we also super love our patrons. Ah, I am so happy. Like, that was also a thing. I was like, nobody's ever going to want to be on this show with us. And you guys have proven us wrong time and time and time again. So, big love, huge shout outs, major hearts to Toasty and Apollo, Becky and Daddy Bat Night, Stoned Mystios and Muffiny Cake, Mackenzie and Win. Love you all. And thank you for supporting these two girls, getting this show up and going for the last 2 years. I would also like to thank all 156 of you who have now officially given us a rating on Spotify. We wanted to hit 150 before our 2-year anniversary, and not only did you guys do that for us, you also got us past that goal. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys don't need to get me a holiday present now. That was it. Thank you.
Well, I mean, unless they want to get us to like 169 for Christmas or something.
Ooh. Yes, please. I like
That
it.
would be, yeah.
That's silly.
Or
It makes me laugh.
169 for Thanksgiving. Let's do that. That's like a
Yeah.
couple weeks
It's
away.
13 more. Lucky 13. Let's go, y'all. If you have it,
Woo!
also, you have to do it on the Spotify app for some reason.
Yeah,
But who doesn't have that if you listen to podcasts? You kind of have
right.
to.
Yeah, unless you have a stupid iPhone and just don't use it. And you do
I
everything
have a
through
stupid
Apple.
iPhone and I use Spotify exclusively. I don't look at Apple Podcasts at all anymore. Only to
Yeah.
see if we have new ratings. That's the only reason. Let me see that actually. I haven't looked. Also, I might edit
Mm.
that to when you actually said the mid break was happening because I didn't realize we were like still in the mid break and I was just going off on another rant. No new reviews over on Apple. But we have a
No, I know.
4.9 on Apple and a 4.8 on Spotify. And I'm just like, Spotify critics, man, they rough. They tough.
Yeah, but check how many ratings we actually have on Apple. It's like 10.
Yeah. It's 33, but yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
That's
because
more than
people
I
can
thought.
rate with stars and not write a review on
Yeah.
Apple. Like So I think most people have just rated with a star. I wish you could leave reviews on Spotify too. I guess they try to like accommodate that with the "What did you think of this episode?" Q&A thing, but it's not
Hmm.
the same as a review because it's for one specific episode. You can't look at it as a whole for the podcast.
Right. Oh, okay. So no, I think that we should keep that all in for the mid break. It's fine. It's totally fine.
That's a really long mid break. That's
Whatever.
okay. This whole
It was
episode
a
has been
double.
a
It
tangent.
was a double segue. We
Yeah.
segued once into it, and then we segued into it again. It's all good.
Yeah. I I only wanted to do this because it's like it's our 2-year anniversary. We don't need to like work. We just need to tell each other we love each other, why we're still together. We've done that, and
Hmm.
like cheers to many more, hopefully.
Hell yes.
And no matter
Hell
what,
yes.
whenever inevitably this podcast ends someday, like we're still gonna be friends.
Oh
Which
hell yeah.
like I already consider you like among my best friends because it's so psycho how you can get to know someone over the internet so well. Even though I'm like an internet generation kid, it still blows my mind how like I didn't even meet you in person until last year. And I'm like, oh, but I
Right.
talk to her like every single day, you know? She
Yeah.
knows all my secrets.
And I keep them because I can keep a
Yeah,
secret.
you can. I know. I'm like, not selling myself as a good friend or wifey. Like, I can't keep a secret. I mean, I can keep like personal secrets, but not like gift things or surprise parties, things like that. Like I'm real bad at it. So I just
All
try not
right.
to talk.
That's why she mutes every 2 seconds. How about we do spill the secrets and kind of go over the general idea for 2024? Because obviously, for the rest of the year for 2023, we are rounding out and finishing all of the romance options in Dragon Age Inquisition. And then, of course, our last official episode of the year will be a Dragon Age wrap up with the Cups because there's no better guests than the two of them to come on and talk everything Dragon Age. So we will be doing that. And then 2024, we've talked about it and we've talked a lot and we want to talk a lot more. So we are kicking off 2024 with Baldur's Gate 3. Ah, we have been, I know that the fans have been waiting for it. V and I have been waiting for it. The people who have been clamoring already to be like, that is my lover and I demand to be on your show. We've already got a couple of people lined up for romance options to guest on those episodes. So we are ready. And it looks like that's going to take up a good chunk of the year.
Yeah, like
Um,
the end of March, I think.
yeah, that's what it's looking like.
Dude, like inner circle people, I say that as like the local people that we know personally that are also fans of the pod, like keep sending me like memes and TikToks and things of like, make sure you look at this or add this to Gail's episode or Carlack's episode. And I'm like, you guys are doing my work for me. Thank you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I will take it, keep sending it. If you all want to send me scenes that I need to watch, if you guys find really good fan art that you think I need to see, you know where to find me on the Discord. You know how to DM me. Yes. Uh, then up next, we have one that I know is special. Like this one is on here because of Benny. I am fully aware that this is Benny's game. Days Gone is on the list. And then after that, we will actually be doing Persona 4, mainly because we kicked Persona 4 out of the way so that way we could do Baldur's Gate. We rearranged the entire schedule and moved this game a full year forward. Um, so Persona 4. And then for my birthday, I put Witcher on the schedule. So starting at the end of May, I put Witcher 3, Triss. And then we record on my actual birthday. So I put Yennefer down for my
Oh,
birthday.
yay. Lilac and gooseberries be.
Mhm. So, and then a Witcher battle / wrap up episode. Since now both of the Witcher Lorecast hosts are former guests of ours. I mean, Toasty and Ben. Ben is our Triss guy. Toasty has been waiting eagerly for Yennefer to pop up.
Yeah. I can't wait to
So,
hear them duke it out.
oh, it's gonna be great. We're just gonna have to sit back and eat the popcorn. Like, but then beyond that, we have some games on the list, but we haven't actually put them into the scheduler yet. I'd like to do Boyfriend Dungeon in October, mainly because it's got some spooky vibes to it. It's like conquering your fears and getting over them, and yeah, murder mystery in there too. But if you have a game that you would recommend for us to cover in 2024, please leave it in the comments on Spotify or hit us up on the Discord and let us know.
Yeah, because we have plenty of game suggestions already. So many things on the list. Like another one I was thinking of when you were talking was Hades. It's a good one. And then so many indie games people have recommended to us that we need to get through as well, because we focused primarily, actually, I think exclusively up until this point on AAA games, which is the biggest draw, I would say, for most people, like mainstream video game romance, but if that is such a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, indie games are really where some of it's at. Like, that's where it started, honestly.
Sorry, I paused my brain because I remembered somebody at con was like, "You need to play this game," and now it's completely lost out of my brain. But I'm pretty sure that I have it written down somewhere, and you texted it to me.
I think your husband wrote it down,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what it was either. Sorry.
No, it's not really.
Yeah. I saw you or your husband write it down.
Okay.
It was something about a teenager, a something story or a something tale. I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to find it before it'll bother me.
Like my life as a teenage something like that. I can't remember.
Come on. I was a teenage exocolonist.
That's it. Exocolonist. I was like, it was some like weird spacey thing. Yeah, I was a teenage exocolonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it. We have so many things. Job security. Can't wait.
Yes. Pod security. Love it.
But the one you really need to be worried about is the one immediately next week, which is Josephine. Can't wait. We're still not done with Dragon Age.
Oh yeah, Josephine. Cute little Josie.
I am ready to duel for her love. That scene's burned into my brain. So cute. She's so wholesome. Okay. I have to eat dinner, and then I have to pack for the thing that we're doing. I'm just not even gonna reference it in any way other than the thing.
I too need to go eat and start editing and then pack as well because procrastination is life. And then, yeah, for a very fun weekend. Yes. Oh, for the 103rd time, if you would like what you are hearing, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes or give us a rating on Spotify and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. What?
This is episode 104, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Duh. I looked at this and it says 103 patron chat. And technically, this is not the 104th time that I've said this because this script is fairly new.
That is accurate.
All right. If you like what you are hearing, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes or on that new Spotify feature and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can now find me on the Cyberpunk Lorecast with my co-hosty Toasty, where we explore the foundations of the past, the state of Night City today, and the news of the future for all things cyberpunk. And of course, in our Two Girls One Ship channel on the Robots Radio Discord. And come give us a follow on all the social medias and on patreon.com/2girls1ship. Our theme music was composed by the ever-talented Pipeman Studios, and our artwork was designed by the esteemed Let's Not. Links are in the descriptions.
You can also find me on the Robots Radio Discord and in our own Two Girls One Ship Discord server where we nerd out on all our favorite CGI significant others. Be sure to check out our live streams on Twitch, usually, unlike today, Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But today was early. So lucky you, East Coast. Our podcast episodes release on Mondays because you need at least one good thing on a Monday. And I did that without looking at the script. And I feel like I did a really good job. So
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I finally memorized my lines.
So, thank you for listening. And remember,
Beauty is in the eye of the controller.
Yay!
And also us.
Yes.
Yay. That was still 42 minutes of audio I recorded.
Yeah, and I have
I was like, it's gonna
52.
be short. I know because I started late because I'm professional podcaster. I was like, we need to make it short, Jen, because we've got shit to do this weekend. But we can't make it short. We're long-winded.
No. I was like, we can aim for short, and then yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. Okay. But I have to go so that way I can go pick up our third in 2 hours.
A totally unrelated event to the weekend. Yes. A thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is it going to take her 2 hours to get here from LA? That doesn't seem right.
No, it does. That's how my mom and my dad fly up. Well, my dad hasn't flown up here yet, but my mom has. It's 2 hours. It doesn't seem like it should be that long either, but it is.
Mm-mm. Oh, you know what? It's because I'm used to my hour flight down to Sacramento.
Oh yeah, but that's way far away from LA.
I know. I was
Yeah.
just like, it takes like an hour to get here. What are you talking about?
If you're from Sacramento. One time when my sister and I were leaving boot camp and we flew from O'Hare Airport in Chicago, because that was, from boot camp, to San Francisco International Airport, and then we were stationed in Monterey, California, and they made us take a flight from San Francisco to Monterey, which I'm surprised Monterey even has an airport. It's a tiny, tiny airport with like 2 terminals or 3 maybe. And the plane we got on, we had to like walk out onto the tarmac. It had propellers. You could see the pilot. It was so tiny. There was only like room for 10 people. And the flight was like 25 minutes.
Yeah. No, I've been on puddle jumpers before.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
why? I mean, it's like an hour and a half drive. So I guess it did save time, but it was wild.
Yeah. Oh, we did that one time. We went from Sacramento to San Diego.
Oh, yeah. But that should be a bit longer than 25 minutes, right?
Yeah, I think so. But it was really short, and it was a very, very, very tiny plane. Like, it felt like we were flying private because it was just me and my whole family. Like,
it's so funny. Okay, we have to say goodbye for real, even though I love you so much.
I love you too.
Who gets to pick the music tomorrow?
Me. I already created a 6-hour playlist.
Yay! I knew you would. You and your playlists. Yeah. I can't wait. Okay. That's going to be great. Okay.
All right. I love you.
Bye, chat. Bye.
Bye, chat.